guys, I'm Oz, the Meal Prep Chef, and this is my first video on YouTube. And I created this video to, first of all, introduce myself and to tell you guys why I'm doing this, why I started this YouTube channel, why I created the Meal Prep Chef, and why did I decide to go on this journey in the first place. Ever since I can remember, I've been passionate about food and cooking. I've always been fascinated by the process of creating beautiful and delicious food and sharing it with the people that I care about. Seeing the joy in their faces, the pleasure that it gives them, and also the simple pleasure of cooking and eating it for me. Not only that, it's also the fact that we can experience it with all of our senses. You know, we can see it, we can hear it, we can smell it, we can taste it, we can touch it. So it's a very, very sensual experience, and I always found that fascinating. But it wasn't until a couple years ago when I started getting into health and fitness that my perspective on food changed. And so it was no longer about the pleasure aspect of it, the social aspect of it. As I started implementing my new lifestyle, I began to see it as nourishment, nutrition, and as medicine for the body. And I also became more conscious of where it comes from. You know, I became more respectful of the source, and I just began to see food as this wonderful gift from the earth that, you know, gives us life, gives us health, gives us vitality. And so my perspective on food has completely shifted in the last 2 years. And the reason I'm doing this, the reason I'm sharing this with you, is because I want to share that perspective with the world for a few very important reasons. One of them being the fact that the way we look at food today is completely backwards. I find it very ironic and very sad that the food that's supposed to give us health and vitality in life is now killing us and making us sick. And not only that, it's also killing the source, killing the planets. So just the way we consume and produce food is very mindless, and it's affecting us in a lot of ways. And so we need to change that immediately. And the reason I created the Meal Prep Chef is because part of that problem is that we don't have the time or energy to think about the food that we put into our bodies. We have very hectic and busy lives, and so we often just go with convenient food options. Even though they're not healthy, we're just looking to satisfy our appetite so that we can continue living our lives. So we don't pay attention to what we're putting into our bodies and to the way we're consuming it and producing it. And it's just mindless eating and mindless consumption and mindless production of food. It's very easy to be mindless about it in today's society. So I want to change that, and I want to help people always have it available to them because I believe that it boils down to convenience. We don't need this food. We don't need real food every day because it's not convenient, right? We eat junk food, processed food because it's convenient. It works with our crazy lifestyles. And the way we can make it accessible and available to you is by preparing it ahead of time, meal prepping, planning your meals for the week ahead of time and preparing them once and getting it over with. Eliminating choice, eliminating excuses, eliminating the thinking process. You know, what am I going to have for dinner today? So the decisions that are involved in eating are also eliminated. So what can you expect out of this channel? Of course, you're going to get a lot of delicious recipes on a regular basis. I'm constantly experimenting with new flavors and techniques, so I'm going to be sharing those recipes with you. I'll be sharing a lot of tips and tricks that will make the process simpler for you. My goal is to make it as simple as possible so that you get it done and move on with your life. I realized a lot of people, a lot of you guys, don't necessarily enjoy being in the kitchen or are intimidated by being in the kitchen and cooking. So I want anybody to be able to follow and be successful, because we all need this. We all need real food in our lives. And this is something that I'm very passionate about. This is something that's very serious to me, but at the same time, I want to have fun with it. I want to enjoy the process. And so I'm going to be, um, just having fun and really enjoying the whole process of doing this. So hopefully you also get to enjoy it.